Hey everyone, grace, peace, and blessings. In this video, we're going to talk about happiness. And I want to talk about 3 questions that I believe if you are able to answer yes to throughout the course of your life, regardless of the changes and the different stages that you go through, if you are continually able to say yes to these 3 questions throughout your lifetime, I believe you will have a happier life and a happier existence. So yes, let's talk about these 3 questions. The first question is related to relationships. Is this person or people making my life harder or easier? So the person or the people in question are the people who are in our inner circle, our primary relationships, whether it be a spouse, significant other, your family of origin, your best friends, the people around you who are the closest to you, your most important relationships. Are these people or is this person making my life harder or easier? See, that would determine your level of happiness throughout your life. You want to make sure that you have people who are in your inner circle and people who, the most important people to you, who you spend the most time around, that these are people who are adding value to your life, who are creating a safe environment and a peaceful environment, people who are good for you, people who you can be your best self around. I mean, sometimes we're around certain people who aren't right for us and they'll bring out the absolute worst in us. But we want people who are going to bring out the best in us, right? So these people that I'm talking about, they're going to make our existence easier and happier because they're the right people for us. And I'm not saying that they're perfect people. We're not perfect people. But in general, I'm not going to say you're not going to have any disagreements or anything like that because we're human beings and they happen, right? But in general, most of the time, this person or these people are making your life easier. There are some people who are just come in your life, if you're not careful, and they will destroy everything that you've built, and they will put roadblocks and stumbling blocks all along the way. And it'll be hard for you to grow, hard for you to reach your purpose, hard for you to do the things in life that you want to do, and you're going to be a miserable person. So if you're able to answer yes to your primary relationships, the people who really matter and who really count, who are consequential to you, if you're able to say yes by having this relationship, my spouse, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my best friend, certain family members, by having them close to me, I am a better person and my life is getting easier and it's not getting harder and I'm not being challenged in the wrong way. See, the right people, they're going to challenge you in a good way, but the wrong people, they're going to challenge you and it's just going to make your life hard, right? And here's the thing. If you want to think about it on a spiritual level, God is going to bring people into your life, and he will bring people into your life it's going to be a flow. You know that the people in your life are God sent, or they're the people that God has for you, is that they're going to create harmony and peace in your life. And it's just going to be a natural and organic flow in dealing with them. It's not going to be difficult to love them, right? It's not going to be a challenge to do little things because you're going to be all on the same wavelength and basically all on one accord, right? So you're not going to be unequally yoked and you're not going to be fighting to try to make it work. It's just going to feel good and be good, and your life is going to be blessed and easier and better from having known that person or these people who are the closest to you. So we want to make sure throughout our lives and throughout this journey that we are inviting people into our lives and that we're keeping people close to us who are going to make our journeys better, easier, and filled more with God's blessings. And that all is very much possible. So definitely stay prayerful about the types of people that you invite in or the types of people that you keep close to you. The second question is, am I becoming a better human being? So this question is dealing with your inner life. The more that we grow, the more that we improve, especially in an organic way, the happier we're going to be. And if we're growing and we're improving, that means we're going to start to accomplish the goals and the things that we want to do in life. And our dreams are going to begin to come true because we're leveling up on a daily basis, right? What you want to do, you want to wake up and say to yourself, what can I do today to become a better me or a better person? What are some of the things? And it's not like these big steps. It's like little steps to improvements, little things, incremental things that you can do throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, that will help you to improve. Right? It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, right? But the goal ultimately is to be a better person than you was last year, to grow in areas that you need to grow in, to reach certain goals. You know, for me personally, I'm not competing with other people. I'm actually competing with the person that I was last year, and I want to be better than her. I'm not thinking about other people. So some of our problem is that we are paying too much attention to what other people are doing and comparing ourselves to other people, some of us. And yeah, that's just not going to bring you happiness. But if you focus on your inner life and you focus on becoming better and improving and growing on the inside, as you become a better human being, you're going to be a happier person, right? But when there's no growth and you're worse off than you were last year or the year before that, I mean, to be honest, there's some things happening on the planet right now that's not great. And there's a lot of troubles on the earth right now, and a lot of issues and a lot of problems and things that are going on in our environments and in our societies that are just making life actually more difficult. But even through those environmental things and things on the outside that we can't control, it is still possible to grow as a person, even when circumstances aren't that great, even when there are challenges. It is possible to become a better you, even through adversity, even through things that you didn't expect that's not going great. I'm telling you this because I have lived it and I have gone through it. I didn't know it at the time. And that's very interesting. So sometimes doing the things that we need to do, even when we don't feel like doing it, even when we're going through things, challenging things, but you're supposed to be doing, certain things that will be helpful to you as a person, whether it is more exercise, more reading, more prayer, more meditation, whatever it is that that is going to definitely improve your life. You keep doing it anyway. You're going to look back in a year or 2 years, even 5 years, and be like, yeah, I'm definitely better off. And I'm glad I kept with it. And I didn't let the things in my environment discourage me so much that I couldn't grow. So sometimes we can grow through hardships and hard times and when things aren't perfect. Because listen, as we live this life, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something to distract us or to pull us away from our goals or to try to be a hindrance to us. There's always going to be something, but we have to move forward and continue to be disciplined. And as we move forward, even through the struggle, God is going to bless you and you're going to be better off than you were last year. And you're going to see the blessings come in and you're going to just see that flow. But you have to continue to ask yourself the question, am I becoming a better human being? And you want the answer to be yes throughout every stage and every phase of your life. If you keep hearing a yes every year, I'm better. Yes, I'm better. Even if you have setbacks, like I said earlier, keep going anyway, right? Even if you fall off the wagon, if things happen and, you behave a certain way and it happens, keep going and keep doing it anyway, because, growth is not some linear thing where you just keep going from point A to point B to, and so on and so forth. Sometimes you go from point A to point B and you have a little bit of setback, but you keep going. And next thing you're on point E or D, right? So just keep going. But you have to ask yourself this question: am I becoming a better human being? So the more we grow, the happier we're going to be. And speaking of growth, and this is certainly last but not least, this question here: am I growing closer to God? This is it. This is everything. This encompasses everything. Are you growing closer to the source of all things, the source of life, the source of power, the source of love? Are you getting closer to God? And I've said this many times in other videos: if you're dealing in anything, if you're operating in a way in life and doing things that is going to keep you further away from God, it has to go. You got to eliminate that stuff. Because the closer we get to God, the more we grow in God, the happier we're going to be. And that's not to say that circumstances are going to be perfect. They're not going to be. There's going to be problems. There's always going to be something, right? But as we grow closer to God, those things will not impact us the way it will impact other people, right? And sometimes our whole environment might be set on fire and we may come out unscathed. We may come out as victors, unharmed. So yes, keep growing and keep growing closer to God, and keep asking yourself this question over and over again throughout the year, throughout the month: am I growing close to God? So the closer we get to the source of life and all things and all that is, the better off we're going to be, right? So, in that relationship with God and in that closeness with God, we get peace. We get peace of mind, right? We get guidance and direction. We get more of an understanding of who we are, right? A lot of us struggle because we don't understand who we are. We don't even know what's within us, right? And God will bring out those talents and those unknown parts of us and will make them known so that we can, operate more efficiently on the planet, right? And growing closer to God will definitely make your existence even more worthwhile and worth living, right? And the presence of God and practicing the presence of God on a daily basis, what it will do, it will become like a magnet, and it will begin to attract the right things to you. And then you're going to have this harmony and this flow in your life. And that anxiety that we have, that worry that we have, just living and being, concerned about things that are definitely to be of concern about, everyday things, bills, our health, our relationships and, work and all those other things. God's going to give you a peace about that, because that he's going to work it out. That he's that power is with you. And with that power comes confidence that you can live and that you can have a good life and that you can be happy, even when circumstances aren't ideal. It sounds like an oxymoron. It sounds weird, but it's true. It's true. So the closer that we are getting to God and the more we grow closer to him, our level of happiness will increase and improve. Definitely, for sure. And then you'll be able to get through those challenges easier. It won't break you. You'll be able to overcome, right? And then you'll also be able to see what's right and what's not right for your life. And you're also inviting more blessings into your life. A lot of us, we leave blessings on the table because we're not prioritizing our spiritual life. I mean, we have a God. We have a God that's in us, that's outside of us, that's everywhere, that wants to bless us, that wants to give to us, that wants the best for us. And we're not tapping into that. So as you tap into that, and as you move closer to God, yeah, that's where the true happiness is going to come from, right? So we have to, number one, evaluate our relationships. Is this person or these people making my life harder or easier? Number two, evaluate ourselves, inner life. Am I becoming a better human being? Yes, that's right. Wake up in the morning. Am I a better person? And what can I do to be a better human being today? Number three, am I growing closer to God? And finally, I want to talk about service for a little bit, just quickly. The more we are a blessing to other people and of service to other people, and a part of the problem why people aren't happy is because they're thinking about themselves too much. That's just my assessment. And even for me personally, as I stop thinking about myself and my situation and woe is me and overly concerned about my problems, and I started to think about other people and being of help and of service to others, that actually brought more happiness into my life. Serving other people, thinking about other people, praying for other people, being there for other people. You know, of course, there has to be a balance. You know, some of us are givers and we give maybe a bit too much, but with that balance there and knowing that it's just not about you, when you understand that, you're going to be a happier person. So those are the three questions that I want you to consider every day of your life. And if you're able to answer yes to them as you go through the stages and phases of life, you are going to be a happier person. So that's what I want to share with you in this video. Take care. God bless. And I will see you in the next one.